current state of Maple. We're now 12 organizations strong. I thank all of our members. Since our last meeting, we officially welcomed the Riverside County Foreign Economic Development Group. Fortunately, they're not here today as a member. So as we talk about Southern California, we're also including the Inland Empire. And Jeff Goldstein. Jeff, where are you? Okay, great. Jeff just joined us from RBC in the Beverly Hills office, and we're delighted to have his participation. We've been active, as Rob said, not just coming up to Canada recently, which was just a fabulous opportunity to share the Maple story, but we've been also active throughout this region as well. So since our last member network meeting, we joined a couple of groups in Los Angeles. We want to be made in each market, so in LA, in OC, in San Diego, talking with people, doing the member-to-member networking, and we had the honor of being part of the reception at the Consul General's home last month for Premier Kathleen Wynne, the Premier of Ontario, who came down here on a trade mission before she left for China, and she announced the clean energy deal while she was on this trip. And we're having regular conversations with businesses that are looking at the California market. And we owe a great debt of appreciation to the Canadian consulate offices in Los Angeles and San Diego for bringing us into the picture as a business resource in the community to be able to talk about how we can provide soft landings and share our collective expertise with these organizations. We're also doing more in terms of content curation within Maple. So we've launched a blog and a podcast series. And part of the value that we want to bring to our members is the ability to be able to share your information, your insights, like the content today is extremely important. As Rob said, we had a terrific visit to Ontario, southwestern Ontario, and one of the aspects that really underlined the focus in our bridge building between our regions is the need to connect our startup communities. We have a tremendous ecosystem in Toronto and Waterloo, a growing ecosystem here with Silicon Beach and Santa Monica, with what UCI is doing at Cove, Evo Nexus in San Diego, and others. And so we are, as an organization that is sector agnostic and stage agnostic, looking to do more work in the area of building bridges between the startup investment communities in Canada and Southern California. And we're launching a program, an initiative called Maple Keys, as part of our branding, to be able to dedicate more attention to this area. And I'd like to introduce and thank Ms. Tatiana Kaufman, who is in the back, who will be leading our effort here. Tatiana brings a great deal of expertise in this area, Canadian graduate from Western University as well as York, JD MBA, and has a lot of experience with respect to investment banking, VCs, lives in Santa Monica, runs her own company, and has a passion not only as a Canadian living in California, but also as an executive who understands this space extremely well. And so we're going to be talking more about Maple Keys in future meetings, but this is part of the evolution and growth of how Maple is growing. We would certainly love all of you to become members of Maple. These events bring together existing members as well as guests. We want you to experience this community and understand some of the opportunities. We want to create a circle around a business looking at coming into Southern California from Canada or growing north of the border as well, a circle of expertise so that we can reduce the friction that occurs when you're entering a new market. These quarterly networking meetings are extremely important time for us to be able to get together. But throughout the year, we're facilitating introductions between members as well as prospective guests as well, members. We have ways to communicate your brand and your message and your expertise through our website, our social media, our e-newsletter that comes out every couple of months. We do an onboarding survey with each organization so that we understand what are your goals for participating within Maple, how can we best serve you. This is a dynamic and organic community. We can shape this in a way that will address the needs of the members. And so we want your feedback on how we can best support your organization. What type of introductions are you looking for? What type of business goals are you seeking to achieve? And that can include, as you saw today, some terrific presentations from our members at meetings like this, and those can take different forms as well in terms of having special events hosted at your own facilities. And we're looking always for ways to amplify your brand voice. Membership is tiered, so at an individual level it's $1,000 a year. For small organizations under 100 employees it's $2,500 annual subscription, and for larger organizations $5,000. And there's opportunities for sponsorships and special arrangements as well, depending upon how you would like to participate. But this is what fuels Maple. This is what drives the opportunity to have these kind of events and to continue on with our outreach, as we build a very unique community here in Southern California focused on Canada. And so I encourage you, and this is all on our website as well, is to partake in the kind of conversations that we're having on a daily and weekly basis. We're active on our website, on social media. We've just launched a new blog. We have communications that are ways for, again, for us to share and curate content, to keep this a living discussion, an active one, because it's a very dynamic environment. Since our last meeting in September, there's a new Prime Minister in Canada. TPP came to be for future ratification. A pipeline decision was made. Those are just 3 examples of how dynamic this marketplace is, and that doesn't factor in the changes here in Southern California as well. So with that, our next meetings will be in early March. As Rob said, our plan in 2016 is to be in every market each quarter during the same week, our road show. These times of day may change a little bit, but basically we're targeting March 2nd and March 3rd, and there'll be further communications about that through our communication channels and updates to you prior to March. But be aware that that will be the next opportunity we can have an event such as this. This afternoon, Rob and I are headed down to San Diego, and we're going to be guests of Procopio offices downtown San Diego, and we've got, as Rob said, another group of about 35 executives coming together to talk about Canada and Southern California, so we're excited about that too. I'd also like to thank Novi Martins for their continued support of Maple and the opportunity for us to use their meeting space today. Marco, he has a client call he's on right now, but Marco's on our board, and we greatly appreciate the opportunity to be here together in this type of environment. And thank you for your time and your participation, and you're welcome to stay as long as you would like for additional networking. Thank you very much.